Hi, I'm Peter Hickey and I am the Design Standards Manager here in Shell. Thanks for logging on to the new GDS website. This website contains the technical and design standards for our retail business globally. Now, some of these standards reflect Shell Group requirements which are mandatory, so it's important that you are familiar with those that are relevant to your job and that you follow them. All of the standards in GDS represent best practices. Now, our business is repetitive. We tend to do the same engineering activities in the many countries in which we operate. So the identification and the fast adoption of best practices is critical to our success. And to us, success looks like sites that customers enjoy using, sites that are built, maintained and operated for the lowest total cost of ownership, and standards and specifications that take into account our goal zero objective of no one gets hurt whilst working on a Shell project. So please familiarise yourself with all of those standards that are relevant to your job and make sure that you use them. Now, continuous improvement is another key element of GDS. We know that to stay in the front, we need to adapt and change as technology and industry improves. So if you've got a suggestion or a proposal to do something better than in GDS, we would really like to hear from you. So please raise that with myself, the Shell team, or any of the teams in our partner organizations, and you have my assurance it will get full consideration. In the meantime, let's use GDS to its full advantage and make the most of the standards and best practices that we have.
Well, to me GDS is key. It provides the assurance that our project design complies with the high-level performance Shell standards, both in terms of HSSE and cost efficiency.
Hi, I'm Wesley Wong from SK. I'm the Global PMO Director. I've been working on this account for the past 5 years. So I understand that GDS has been a journey. We started off in 2009 and it's now 4 years into the journey. I think it is important for us to realize that by consistently implementing GDS, we really drive through a key agenda for Shell. I think one thing really is that how we can extract values from GDS, and I think also first really looking into how can we drive the lowest total cost of ownership through GDS. I think that really should be a key message that we need to drive by implementing GDS consistently. I think another key aspect of this really is that by implementing GDS, although it is a standardization, but I think it does consider the customer journey, the customer lens into our day-to-day operation and design, and therefore I think that is another aspect that we have been consistently communicating with our team, that by applying GDS, we should really cover the customer journey aspect of it. And finally, I think more importantly is in terms of HSSE. By standardization in virtual is that we should be able to reduce actual exposure hours on site. We have some good outcome from some of the pre-fleet or modularization work that we've been doing in this account. And I think that really has significantly reduced the site exposure hours. And I think another aspect is in terms of safety in design. By considering GDS in our design, that will help address safety in design, which I think is a big part of the PMC journey. Thank you.
Here at Johnson Controls, we're entering our 8th year of the contract with Shell. And we've seen over the 12,000 sites that we look after, many pieces of equipment and components that are standard or similar across all of the markets that we operate in. It's important that we capture what those similarities are and understand how we can best maintain and best operate these pieces of equipment. And the Global Design Standards, or GDS as you will know it, is that repository where that information can be captured, not just on equipment but also on other aspects that we see at the Shell site, such as HSE, branding and those other pieces around retail. So GDS, and why is it important? Well, not only does it hold the standards as to what equipment should be used and how it's maintained and operated, but it also enables us to feed back as to some best practices that perhaps we're utilising out in certain markets and push them out elsewhere globally. So it's important that we access it. Important that we understand what is on the site, but also very important that we feed back our own ideas and thoughts and practices as to how to maintain and operate equipment to an excellent standards for all those sites that we're looking after.